Hi everyone, it's Lynnea and I'm back with another video for Kindred Stamps using the Happy Accidents stamp set. And I've created a little flap on the front of a standard A2 card panel using a Lawn Fawn die. And now I'm just going to mask it off because I decided I wanted to do some inking and stenciling on the front of this flap. And I didn't know any other way to do it other than to cut a circle into a piece of masking paper. And it turns out I already had one from a previous project. So I used that. And then I'm just going to add some additional masking just underneath with some post-it notes, just to make sure that I don't get any ink onto the actual front of my card. I'm going to grab the wavy hair stencil, and I'm just going to put that down with some purple tape, and I'm using Peacock Feathers Distress ink. And I'm just blending this across the stencil, not really any particular manner, just a flat blend, I guess you would say. I'm not keeping anything darker in any particular areas, just blending on the ink over and over until I get it to be the color that I want it to be. This is Bristol Smooth Paper, and I mentioned in my last video that for some reason Distress inks aren't as vibrant on this paper, so I kept blending and blending. I added some flicks of water, and then I have this piece of watercolor cardstock underneath. And I'm just going to grab a pencil and trace around the outside because I'm going to stamp the little man from the Happy Accident stamp set, and I want to be able to stamp him right in the middle. Now, it ended up that I stamped him too low. So in the end, I'm just going to end up trimming down the bottom of this piece of cardstock and scooching it up just a little bit. I stamped him onto watercolor cardstock so I could do some watercoloring with my Staedtler felt-tipped markers. These are the markers that I usually use for coloring, so nothing new or super special here. Just adding in some color where I think it needs to be the darkest and blending it out with my water brush. And you're going to see me do just a little bit of coloring. I didn't leave all of it in, but just a little bit. Again, with this hair, I chose a dark brown, and I'm going around the outside and the inside edges. And you can see here I'm really just scribbling color because I'm going to come in with my water and blend it out like I always do. So as long as you have color down, you don't really need to make sure that it is super smooth and blended because the water is going to do the work for you, which is what I love about watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and just finish up coloring this little guy. Nothing fancy, again, just one marker for each area. I didn't really do any additional blending. I also stamped out 4 of the little trees. I only end up needing 3, but I always like to stamp and color extras so that I have them for future projects for when I need a quick card. I don't have to do any coloring. So I'm doing the same thing as I did with the other image, just adding some green to the outside, blending it into the center, and that'll give me a highlight in the center of my tree without doing any work at all. And then I'll add brown to the tree trunks and cut them out with my scissors. For my image here, this is going to be the background behind that flap. So I'm not cutting him out. This is going to be a flat piece of watercolor cardstock here without dimension. I did go all around the image with like this dark teal color. And then I'm using my water brush and I'm squeezing the water out so that I can get a wash behind this little flap. And you're going to see me just kind of show you a little bit what it's looking like. And you could definitely stop here. I fully intended to stop here, but as I was looking at it, I thought how cute it would be as a shaker card. So that not only do you lift up that little flap to see him behind, but you can lift it up, see him, and have a little shaker. So I'm going to go around the outside of this flap with some double-sided strong adhesive, and then I'll peel off the backing layer, add some acetate, and then go around that shape with some foam tape. And my trick for shaker cards is to add some powder. This is just baby powder because I've run out of my powder tool a long time ago, so I just filled it with baby powder. Go around the inside of the foam tape, and that way these little shaker bits won't stick to it. I should have actually added some powder to the actual acetate itself because you're going to see in the end here when I close up my shaker that my sequins are sticking all over his face and his paint palette and everything. but it's no matter. I'll just hit this a couple times on the side of my desk and all those sequins will fall to the bottom. And by the way, I did use the owl post sequins from Kindred Stamps. This is my favorite sequin mix because it has the white and the gold, and I just feel like it's perfect with everything. So I added that to the front of an A2 sized card, and look how fun it is. It's an interactive card, but it's a simple interactive card, and I really think that anybody could make this quite easily. So thank you all so much for joining me. Head over to the Kindred Stamps blog or to my blog to see some photos and to get product links and more information. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!